Greetings, duelists, and welcome to another deck report. This is Season 5, week number 16. So, I went yesterday to locals to try out an experiment, and I told myself if this experiment actually ends up working, I will actually make an early deck report for it instead of like the usual deck reports that I do on Mondays. Other reasons are I am going to showcase you another deck this upcoming weekend. It will be the first deck post Justice Hunters, just because that set is about to come out next week, and I want my viewers to be ready for what I'm doing with that format. Also, we got confirmation from Konami. We won't have a Forbidden Limited list until the end of the World Championship Series, which is at the end of August. So we're looking at a very similar situation to what happened last year, where we got a list in September. So we're probably going to be on this season of deck report until week 20 or week 21. That being said, I am going to showcase you the deck that I have today. I do have a couple of shoutouts. I will give them after I show the deck profile, and you will understand where I'm going with. But yeah, let's get straight to the list, and then I'll talk more about the deck. So, we're playing Super Quantums. My ratios are going to be very different from usual Quantum lists, so big disclaimer there. So, 3 blue, 3 red, 3 Zayton, 3 black. You're familiar with these 4 if you saw my Malice Quantum list. Like the Malice deck, just played these 4 as the integral pieces of the engine. Now let's go to the other Quantums you don't know about, probably. 3 Fairy Elfin, 1 green layer, 1 white layer. That's it for all the Quantums. I think there's 17. An honorary Quantum is going to be Diviner of the Herald. We'll talk more about this in a moment. The other engine that bridges well with a Diviner, it's the Mitsurugis. So yes, we are playing the snakes. The usual suspects. And the last monster engine in the deck is like side engine is in one Engraver. We'll talk about him too. So non-engine, we played 3 Droll, 3 Ash, 3 Fua, 2 Perulia, 1 Nibiru. That's it for monsters. I think there are 41 monsters. Spell cards, 1 Mystery Ritual, 1 Crossout, 1 Talent, 1 Call by the Grave, Mitsurugi Mirror, Deck Grasslook Dreener, Magnet Carrier, Alpha and Spike, 2 Layer 19s, 3 Emergency Teleports, 3 Mitsurugi Prayers, 3 Preparation of Rites, and the last card is Purification. That puts us at 60 cards. Side deck. Barrier, Goat, Thrust, Lightning Storm, Duster, Triple Lancia, Double Wosu, 1 Aramasa, and extra Nibiru. Extra deck. Let's see if I can organize these better. So, for Link monsters, we got Requiem, Noon, IPSP, and Goddess. For fusions, we got Necroquip. That's the only fusion. We're not playing this already. For the 1 Synchro, we're playing Arclight because of Diviner. And other cards, XYZs. I'll start with the non-quantum first. There's Zeus and DDD. And for the quantum ones, well, actually, there's counterfeit lamps, him too. For the quantum ones, we got Gramples, Ouroboros, Magna Liger, Lusterix, and the Great King. So that's the deck. So 2 shoutouts. Well, I'll give 3. The first shoutout I'll give is to Plus Infinite. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be playing Quantums. Like, honestly, he is the GOAT. Like, honestly, if you want to learn about Quantums, you should check out his video. He has a really good guide on it. I did post it in my community tab. The other shout out I'll give is to the Quantum Base, which is the Super Quantum Discord. Every time I had a question involving this deck, somebody immediately just had the answer. It took less than 5 minutes for somebody to just tell me if something's right or wrong, or something's worth playing or not playing in the deck. The last shout out I'll give is to Jack YGO. I will post his deck profile in the description. This was not my original idea. This was his idea. He actually did the Mitsurugi Quantum deck on his channel. And I really did like the idea. I thought it, honestly, it's like one of the best ways to play Super Quantum right now. At least until Justice Hunters comes out. So, what made me not play Super Quantums the entire all this time? The reason it took me so long to play this deck is because I don't own a second white layer, and I did not have Alpha and Spike. These 2 cards were incredibly hard to find. Nobody in my locals had it. Like, nobody in my island had it. There is one person who did have white layer, and they live in the middle of nowhere, and like getting a hold of them is not easy. Shouts to EJ Gaming. Yeah. Shoutouts to the one person in my locals who did find this in like their bulk and just gave it to me like weeks after. But yeah, like, that was the only thing stopping me from playing this deck. If it wasn't for that, I probably would have played this. I probably would have considered this deck for the North American WCQ, because this is a really good deck. I guess to at locals, nobody knew what my Quantum cards did, so like it was super easy to like navigate my board. I thought I was going to locals yesterday without summoning the Megazord. I summoned the Megazord 6 times yesterday. That was many more times than I thought I would summon him. And needless to say, every time I summoned him, I won the game. So my record yesterday was X11. I drew against the Memento, and I lost the last round to Mitsurugi Fiendsmith, and both my losses were because of the same thing. Well, my draw, because I drew against the Memento player. My draw and my loss were both to the same card. The reason I drew and lost is because of Fualas. Fualas is an incredibly strong card against this deck. Shout out to the Fualas Matt. Like, this little bird right here gave me a lot of trouble because it was my first time playing this variant, so I did not know how to make proper half boards without committing at least 3 to 5 draws from Fualas. And that's a little bit too much draws. Like, your opponent will have enough board breakers for you. Funnily enough, my last round opponent, I gave them 9 draws with the Fua, and he could not break my board. The reason they won is because we got into time and they did piercing damage with Desiree equipped with Agnum Day. It was not game. I told them it was not game. I explained. I did the math. I ended on like 1900 life points, but by the time like his battle phase ended, like time was in the round. Like and I already knew what his game plan was, but there was no real easy way to stop his game plan because he just had way too many cards. But the fact that he could not OTK me through my entire disruption after me giving them 10 draws with Fuelas is kind of impressive. It kind of shows you the resiliency and the power this deck can make with their M-board. But yeah, those are the card. This is the card that contributed to not having a perfect win streak yesterday. I just need to learn how to make better half boards with this deck. If I do, then like I probably will be okay against anything in the almost anything in the format. Quantums are just really good at trading resources. Like, if you've seen all my deck reports in the past with the Malice deck, you already know that I really like the Quantum cards. Like, a lot of people just don't know how to trade against these cards. This deck is pretty much the new Ritual Beast. So let's talk about the quantum ratios for a moment. These ratios are not the right ratios you should be playing. You should be playing 2 of each. The reason I was playing these ratios is because I don't have the second white layer, and I kind of wanted to make up for the quantum names with the absence of the second white layer. The other reason I'm playing as many quantums is because of Black Layer. Black Layer is really a really good card. This card is even stronger when you have other quantums paired with it. And that's the thing about this deck. The more quantums you have, the better card economy you have against your opponent. It's very similar to Burning Abyss back in the day. If you remember Burning Abyss back in 2014, 2015. But yeah, so why Mitsurugi? Out of all engines to play with in this deck. So there are 2 things Mitsurugi does for us. The first thing that Mitsurugi does is it gives us a very strong, resilient engine that can just break boards or like oppress your opponent with its boards. Fiendsmith is like the other side engine we play in the deck, but like if you want to play into boards with your engine, Mitsurugi's does it real well. Better than Fiendsmith. Once Canines come out in like Post Justice Hunters, then that is a different story altogether. But that is like one of the reasons I play the Mitsurugi cards. The Quantums are good, are not bad into draw. So if you get rolled from your Mitsu stuff, you can still combo off with your Quantum cards, but not full combo, just like half combos. And those half combos are fine because I'd rather get rolled than get fooled. Like me ending on like 3 to 5 interruptions under Fua, but not ending on Megazord is a fair trade. Me ending on Megazord, but my opponent got 4 draws out of it, is not the best trade if you're playing against like decks that can actually bait ways out of madness. Like for example, Malice. I did lose 1 game in testing against Memento because I gave my opponent a bit too many draws, and they baited this card like real hard. They made access code and they summoned the Grand Creation under the draw effect of this card, which is kind of nuts that Memento can do that. But yeah, I'll be honest with you, I didn't like my non-engine. Like, I think I drew Fua. I think I drew Fua and Perulia like a few times. I never resolved Nibiru. I don't think I ever drew Ash Blossom. And I didn't draw against any of my Mitsurugi opponents. So there is a world where I could have just played without these cards and it would have been fine. The reason I am on 60 cards is because of my non-engine. It's not because I wanted to play too many Quantum names. It's not because I wanted to play Grass. Even though Grass was really good yesterday, I did mill 4 times with Grass. I hard opened it twice, and I drew it with Fua once, and I got it off of Thrust once. So I did resolve Grass a bit too much, a bit more than I thought I would. But tangents aside, going back to Mitsurugi, the other reason I'm playing the Mitsurugi cards is because Diviner is a one card combo that can bridge into both engines. How many times did I resolve this at locals yesterday? 0. I only drew this once. And the one time I drew it, my opponent had a really strong board that I couldn't break. So, yeah, shoutouts to Herald. I will show you the combo though. The combo is really cool. And if this combo resolves, you're like, I don't think you're losing this game. So, it's a one card combo. Let's put these here. So, we got the Diviner. Diviner is going to send us like the Herald of the Arclight. Herald of the Arclight is going to add us Habakiri. We're going to use Habakiri's effect. With Habakiri, we're summoning Saji from the deck, and we're tributing the Diviner. Now you have a chain link between Diviner and Saji, depending on what your priorities lie or where you want like your cards to be. That's how you will sequence this. With Saji, we're going to add the ritual spell. And with Diviner, we are summoning Alphen. The sequence here, I'm not gonna say matters, but you do have to learn about the sequence between both engines. I'll start with the Mitsurugi one first because it is the easiest one. Like, people are probably already familiar with Mitsurugi by now. So you activate Ritual Spell, you're going to summon Habakiri from your hand, and you're going to send Serpent and Kusanagi. These both trigger, and next your Serpent summons itself back, and Kusanagi is going to grab back the Ritual Spell. So we're at this point, we have a lot of monsters. We're going to activate Mitsurugi Ritual again. We're going to tribute the Habakiri, and we're going to summon Murakumo. Habakiri is going to activate, we're going to resummon it, and with Habakiri, we are going to add, part of Habakiri's effect, we are going to add, if we can find it, Mitsurugi Mirror. So, we're at this point now. We're going to grab the Saji and the Habakiri. We're going to link these off. And the link summon is going to be for Closed Moon. We're going to tribute the Closed Moon. Well, not tribute, link it with the Closed Moon into Requiem. We're going to tribute the Requiem, and that summons the Engraver. We're going to summon Necroquip using the Engraver and the Requiem. And then we're going to resummon Engraver. You can put back Requiem or Closed Moon. I like using Requiem to return. And then these two are going to make you the DDD, the Wave Hacking Caesar. So we're at this point now. So now we're going to activate Mitsurugi Mirror. We're going to tribute the Murakumo, and we're going to bring back the Habakiri. Murakumo gets to trigger, so now Murakumo comes back. And with Murakumo, we are adding, if we can find it, the Mitsurugi Prayers. So there are a lot of different routes you can take here. There are not many risks now because we don't have to worry about Nibiru anymore because of Wave Hacking Caesar. So something I like to do is we activate the prayers, we tribute the Habakiri, and we're going to resummon the Kusanagi. Or it could be a Saji, it could be either. We did lose our prayers, but we still have Murakumo on board, and we have the DD on board. And the reason we are doing this is because we grabbed these two. And we're going to summon Ouroboros. and we're going to summon the extra monsters. The reason we're doing this is because we need the free zones. Now we're going to start with the quantums. We're going to use the Alphan, and Alphan is going to summon us between, if we can find them, white layer, black layer, and the red layer. If you're not familiar with the quantum combos, check out Plus Infinite's video. Like I said earlier, he shows you all this 15 1-card combos with this sequence of these cards. With Diviner, it's pretty much like 18 1-card combos, but you know, that is a different story. So this is basically randomized. So we'll just use this dice to represent whatever we get. Again, this combo has like 15 different sequences. So we'll do 2, 4, 6. We got a 5, so we're going to summon red, and these two go to graveyard. So red is going to grab back white layer to our hand. White layer is going to add us Alphan, and black layer is going to add us the layer 19 spell. So we're at this point, right? So we're at this point now, and we are going to layer 19. Layer 19 is going to summon the blue quantum, and then blue quantum will trigger, and a lot of things that you can do here are interchangeable. Something that I really like doing with blue layer is add a second black layer, and I'll explain this a little bit. So now we're at this point, we're going to use white layer to send the red layer to graveyard to summon itself. Red layer has the effect to bring back a quantum from the graveyard, so we're going to bring back black quantum, and then we will overlay these two into Luster X. So we're at this point. Now there is something missing. So if you don't have Fairy Zayton, or you don't have if you don't have in order to make the Megazord, then you cannot do this sequence right here. Instead of black layer, you have to add Zayton, and I'll explain Zayton in a bit. So Zayton, you summon it because there's a quantum. You have to tribute the Zayton, and for cost, you have to send the Alpha Spike. This is the reason I couldn't play this deck. Without this card, this deck is a lot less powerful because you don't have the capital to make the sequences that you want. So we're resolving this, and we're summoning the second blue layer. We're going to grab these two blue layers, and we're going to summon the Grand Pulse. And now you see why the zones matter. Like there's just not enough room for you to summon everything you want. Now we're going to use Alpha Spike's effect. We're going to banish these two from grave, and those will activate the Magna Carrier. And most quantum combos involve the Magna Carrier using its effect for you to discard in order to use Yuya Summon. But because we used the Mitsurugi names, the Mitsurugis made it so we made the third quantum without using our quantum cards. Which means instead you don't have to use the Magna Carrier to make any quantums. Instead, you can just send the Magna Carrier to the graveyard. You grab all of these, and you summon Great Magnus. And Great Magnus has 9 materials. If you don't know what Great Magnus effect is, this is all you need to know. If it has 2 materials, it can spin that card back by detaching 1. If it has 4 materials, it's unaffected by everything that's not quantums. And if it has 6 materials, your opponent cannot add or draw cards by card effects. This is basically Colossus 2.0. And it's worse than Colossus because it's hard to out. It's really hard to out. So this is the end board. Depending on your hand, this combo is interchangeable. I'll talk about why I would like to add Black Layer. So if Black Layer is ever in our hand and your opponent actually breaks this board, something you can do is that with Blue Layer, well, with the Great Magnets, you can resummon back your 3 quantums. With Blue Layer, you can just put back a few of your other quantums. And if you noticed in this entire combo, we did not summon Magna Liger. So if you've seen my Malice combos in the past with Super Quantums, this is another hand trap that can just spawn itself and summon Magna Liger, and this is just another pop on your opponent's turn. And this grabs you follow up because the Black Layer will grab you layer 19. So that's another really cool thing about this deck. But yeah, this is the combo. Did I, like I said, I did not resolve this combo at all. This is one of those pipe dreams that, like, it probably will or will not happen. But I will say that I did have fun a lot yesterday in locals. Instead of getting full lost like a lot of times, and me not knowing how to half board my way into it, I did make it in 3rd place at my locals yesterday, which is a very impressive showing for a deck that I've had 0 testing with prior to my locals yesterday, and I pretty much was playing on the spot with the combos. Yeah, but this is Deck Report week 16. I hope you found this informative to your liking and understanding. More videos coming soon. Keep practicing and keep dueling.